And as your local election headquarters, we want to start with the Knoxville City primary. 6 races on the ballot, 5 of them contested, but tonight we know the final outcome for one of them. It's the primary for mayor of Knoxville. Tonight the results so overwhelming in some races, it means no general election in the fall. The unofficial results showing that Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon winning her race tonight with 58% of the vote. It was a 4-way contest. Jeff Tallman was the closest challenger, getting 29%. Constance Every had 8% and 5% for R.C. Lawhorn. Now, city election rules say any candidate who gets 50% of the vote plus one more vote wins without a general election, and Kincannon easily cleared that bar tonight, getting a second and final 4-year term. WAT 6 on your side reporter Ella Wales joins us now with more. Ella.
Dawn, I spoke with Mayor Kincannon shortly after those results came in, who said she feels a sense of relief now that she won't need to run in the general election. She thanks several city agencies, including the Knoxville Police and Fire Departments, and some local organizations like Turn Up Knox. As far as what's next for the mayor, she said she wants to focus on addressing the housing crisis during her next term. Kincannon also mentioned that she wants to take what she's learned from her first term into the second.
I feel like if I can successfully navigate a global pandemic and reimagining public safety and just really a lot of unknowns, I feel like we can handle whatever comes next. So I'm excited. I've got a great team around me, and the best is yet to come.
This is the only race on today's ballot that won't appear on the ballot in November as well. In addition to the housing crisis, Kincannon also said she wants to tackle public safety and making the city an equitable and sustainable place.
All right, Ella, thank you. Now to the municipal judge race. The incumbent, John Rawson, receiving 38% of the vote, just ahead of Tyler Cavanis, who got 36% of the vote. The other 2 candidates getting less than 15% each. We should point out that 50% plus 1 rule does not apply to this race. But since neither, or does apply, excuse me, it does apply, but since neither of the top vote getters cleared that mark, both Rawson and Cavanis will face off again in November. Another interesting feature of the judicial race, is the first time the incumbent Judge Rawson has actually faced a challenger since 2003. And he's been on the municipal court now for more than 30 years as well. Rawson's campaign posting on Facebook, quote, "We are so grateful for your support and we'll need your help over the next 2 months." Meanwhile, Tyler Cavanis also going to social media tonight, posting a video statement to Facebook after the votes were counted.
Now we have 2 more months to go into a runoff, 2 more months to get our message out there, 2 more months to knock on more doors, connect with more people, and we're going to do it. We're excited. This was a great result. November, here we come.
Now, the margin between Rawson and Cavanis was 228 votes, which in a 4-way race, Cavanis interprets it as Knoxville voters wanting some type of change on the city court. We shall find out in November. All right, also on the ballot today, the Knoxville City Council primaries, and we want to take a look at those. Now, the City Council C-Day featured Lynn Fugate and Cameron Brooks. They're going to be facing off in November as well, because Fugate received 46% of the vote, Brooks got 43%, Darren Worsham receiving just 11% of that vote. Now moving on to Seat B in the City Council. Debbie Helsley receiving 69% of the vote, R. Bentley Morrow receiving 30%, but again, they'll be going at it again in November. And in a tighter race for City Council C, incumbent Amelia Parker receiving 41% of the votes. She'll be facing off against Tim Hill, who came in a close second at 37%. Matthew Best receiving 22% of the vote today. And in the City Council District 5 election, Charles Thomas running unopposed. As the incumbent, he will be keeping his seat. We should note, only residents in his district, District 5, were able to vote in that particular election.